What's up everyone, this is Ed Talenti. How are you guys doing? So for today's video, I wanted to do another one of those conversation topics. This is a topic that I've been thinking about a lot and I wanted to share with you. So once again, with these conversations, I'm not so much trying to teach you something, but I'm more like trying to share a piece of my thoughts, a piece of my mentality and my vision of things. And hopefully spark some questions, spark some ideas, and spark a conversation. Today I'm going to talk about how to find your unique sound, your unique style. And spoiler alert, the answer is stealing. Before you get all angry though, wait a second, watch the video. It's gonna make a lot more sense in a second. Alright, before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm posting a lot of videos, I'm being consistent, I'm doing it, I'm so stoked. YouTube 2019, Ed Talenti. Yes, support. I'm terrible at pitching myself. Alright, that's enough talking, let's get into the video. There's a quote by Picasso that says, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." Now, I don't know what that meant for him, but for me, it's definitely something really important. Now, copying something means trying to imitate it. It means making like a pale imitation, because it is going to be pale, of something that already exists, something that you like. And that's lame, that's terrible, that's an awful thing to do, and it also gets you in trouble. Stealing though, in an artistic sense, doesn't mean stealing in the sense of like taking something that's not yours and calling it yours. That's what we usually refer to as stealing. In this particular case, I think what Picasso meant is more in an artistic sense, like inspirational stealing, which is a weird expression maybe, but it's something that I would like to talk about. When we listen to music, when we listen to things that we like, and this just doesn't just apply to music, it kind of applies to everything, but let's talk about music in this specific case. When we listen to music, we like elements of it, right? We listen to a producer that we really like, we listen to an artist that we really like because of different reasons, right? This guy's got the craziest drums, this guy's got these like crazy melodies that I love. Each artist that we like for a different set of reasons. Whether that's subconscious, like we don't even think about it, we just kind of like it and we don't go into it, or whether it's a conscious effort to understand why we like something, that's still the result of it. We like something because of a different set of elements that make us like it. So when we talk about artistic stealing, I think that's what Picasso meant, and it's definitely the way I interpret it at least, is to understand and do this subconscious thing that we already do it actively, do it practically, to understand what you like and to understand what elements of that producer made you go, wow, that's really cool. The simplest way to do that is to just kind of immerse yourself in that person's music. If you listen to all of it, if you listen to it enough, and when I say listen, I don't mean like, you know, in the car thinking about your own stuff. I mean like critical listening, like sitting there and hearing all the elements of it, hearing like why that snare was here but not there, and now the drums dropped out and now there's like a new sound and now the other sound went away, like really listening like critically to it. What that allows you to do, if you do it long enough for one specific artist that you like, it allows you to like sort of like get into this mindset where you almost feel like you made that piece of music, like you're getting so much into it that you start feeling like the person that made it. In a certain sense. If you do that for long enough with one artist and you go deep enough into his music to understand that, eventually, I've experienced it many times, you start getting like a little piece of his brain that kind of goes in your own brain. It's kind of like a terrible expression to say that, but it's kind of what it feels like. Like you feel like a part of him through his music that kind of becomes part of you. Since we're talking about finding our own sound or our unique style, how does this like apply to that topic? Like I said at the beginning, this is a process that we all do subconsciously already without even thinking about it. I just like to do it more actively because I like to be in control of this process rather than just kind of going through it without knowing what's going on. Because we already do it, whether we like it or not, the product that's going to come out of our brains is like a unique combination of all these little pieces of brain that we stole here and there from other people. This is why the word steal is appropriate. Because you're not stealing the music, you're stealing their mindset, you're stealing their idea, you're stealing their vision in a way. Or a part of it, obviously, because you're not going to see all the vision because they're them and you are you. But you can see a little piece and you can take it. So what happens with this process, the more you do it and the more music you listen to and absorb, is that your brain starts becoming like a melting pot of all these little pieces that you grabbed here and there. And that combination, it's definitely going to be unique. There's no way around it because we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different experiences. Some people are more similar. Some people are like way far apart, but it doesn't matter. They're still different, even if they're similar. It's literally impossible to have two people that have had the same musical experience throughout their life. It just doesn't make any sense. So when we talk about building our own unique voice, it's basically learning to understand the combination of our influences rather than making something new out of thin air, which is something that nobody has ever done, and it's just something that doesn't really apply. Let me give you a little example. So if we take the same exact concept and let's not apply it to music, but let's try to apply it to, like, let's say medicine, right? It would be crazy to think that a person that's studying medicine, a person that's doing research to discover new medical techniques and stuff, didn't study what came before them and didn't include what came before them. In fact, the only way I think we can create something new is by understanding and internalizing what came before us and kind of like regurgitating it in our own way. Because our influences are going to be different, because the way they mix is going to be different, because our brains are different, our experience is different, the result is definitely going to be different. If we look at music history, even just like the past 100 years, and we take an artist, we can clearly go back and trace their background for the most part, and we can see what their influences were. We can see elements that they grabbed from this one or that one or that one. More likely than not, they didn't even do it on purpose, but it was just maybe like a combination of the music they grew up listening to in their house and then mixed with like something newer that they listened to, and then it became something different, something new. I feel like if we set out to make something new, we're not going to make anything new. So to kind of wrap it up, my answer so far to this question, how do you develop your own style, is to not try to develop your own style, rather try to absorb as much as you can. Try to absorb as many sounds as you can, try to understand what you like, what you don't like, why you don't like it and why you like it, and try to make it your own. Get it into your brain and then regurgitate it into something new. So this is kind of the topic that I wanted to explore today. I hope it gave you some like inspiration or like just some thoughts about this and like something that, you know, could spark some new ideas in your head. I love doing these conversations for the exact same reason of what I just talked about in the video. These conversations are exactly that. I like to share my experience, share my ideas, and get you inside my head for a second so that maybe that will give you just a spark. Because sometimes it's like the smallest thing. I remember watching videos that were about something completely different, but the guy said one statement that just kind of hit me the right way. And it kind of like changed my whole mindset. He didn't even mean to do that. So by kind of sharing a little piece of his mindset, a little piece of his brain, it just kind of blew my mind and changed everything for me, even if it didn't really mean to do that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying these conversations, and I love getting you guys' DMs. I'm getting a lot of people telling me like what they thought about the topic and what's their approach to it. I love that. That's awesome, because it's exactly the reason why I like these conversations. It's exactly the reason why I'm doing it, is because I just like talking about this stuff. I love it, man. So if you have something to say about this topic, don't be shy, don't be scared. Write it in the comments and let's get a conversation going. If you just want to talk about it privately, you can hit up my DMs on Instagram. I'm going to leave the little thing right here. And yeah, as soon as I can, I will respond. I'll get back to you. Also, before you leave, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell. I've been posting a lot more consistently, and I plan to post a lot more. I have some music tutorials coming. I have some maybe like beat making, like vlogs sort of things coming. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas I want to explore, and we're going to try to have some fun. All right, thank you for watching the video all the way through. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, be positive, and positive things will happen.